Her name was Emily. She was just 18, a beautiful young woman with eyes that still carried the brightness of childhood, but a body that refused to follow her spirit. A car accident had left her paralyzed from the waist down 2 years earlier. Before the accident, Emily was the kind of girl everyone wanted around. Captain of her school's debate team, always the first to sign up for charity events, and the daughter of one of the city's most powerful CEOs. People thought she had everything: wealth, beauty, influence. But tragedy has a cruel way of showing who truly cares. After the accident, her so-called friends slowly disappeared. Invitations stopped arriving. Messages grew shorter, colder, until they didn't come at all. In the halls of her private school, Emily's wheelchair became invisible. People passed her without a glance, too awkward, too uncomfortable to acknowledge the girl they once admired. Her father, Richard, tried to protect her. He was a man known for building empires, a titan of the business world. But no amount of money, no army of doctors, could heal what had been broken. Not her legs, not her spirit, and not the silence that followed her everywhere she went. And so, when the senior prom approached, Emily sat in her room staring at the golden invitation card. Everyone knew she wouldn't go. Everyone assumed she couldn't. She told herself she didn't care. But deep down, she ached. Not for the dresses, the lights, or the music, but for the simple, human dream of not being left behind. And then came Daniel. Daniel wasn't rich. He wasn't powerful. He was a single dad, working long shifts as a mechanic just to keep a roof over his little daughter Lily's head. His hands were always stained with grease, his clothes worn, his life a constant juggle of bills and bedtime stories. Lily was 7, curly-haired, bubbly, and fearless. She loved running up to strangers and introducing herself, as if the world had been waiting to meet her. It was at the hospital where their paths crossed. Daniel brought Lily for a routine checkup, and in the waiting room, Lily spotted Emily. Emily was alone, quietly scrolling on her phone, trying to hide the loneliness in her eyes. "Hi, I'm Lily. Do you want to be my friend?" The little girl chirped, climbing onto the chair next to her. Emily looked up, startled. People didn't usually talk to her anymore, and certainly not with that kind of open, innocent warmth. She smiled. Genuinely smiled, for the first time in a long while. From then on, every hospital visit turned into an adventure. Lily would find Emily, chatter about cartoons, school, and how much she hated broccoli. Daniel noticed the change too. Every time Emily saw his daughter, the heaviness in her eyes lifted, even if only for a few minutes. One day, while Lily skipped down the hallway singing, Daniel sat next to Emily. "You know," he said gently, "I haven't seen her take to someone like this in a long time. She really looks up to you." And Emily laughed softly. "She's amazing. She doesn't treat me like I'm broken." Daniel studied her for a moment. Behind her polite smile, he saw the walls she had built, the silence she carried. And then he asked, almost on impulse, "Do you have a date for the prom?" Emily blinked. Surely she measured. "Prom? Me? No, of course not. Nobody." "Then let me be the first," Daniel said. His voice was steady, his eyes kind. "I may not own a suit as nice as the guys at your school, but I promise you this: I'll show up. I'll dance, even if we look ridiculous. And I'll make sure you're not invisible that night." Emily's throat tightened. Nobody had asked her. Nobody had even considered that she might want to go. Yet here was a man with grease on his hands and exhaustion in his eyes, offering something far greater than pity, dignity. At first, she wanted to say no, to protect herself from hope. But Lily clapped her hands and squealed, "Yes! Daddy, you'll be the best date ever!" And so, against her doubts, Emily said yes. The night of the prom arrived. Emily wore a deep blue gown that shimmered under the lights. For the first time in years, she felt beautiful. Daniel, in a borrowed suit, looked nervous but determined. He wheeled her into the grand ballroom, where chandeliers glittered above and music filled the air. The room fell silent. Students turned, whispering. Some snickered. Others looked away. Emily's stomach knotted, until Daniel leaned down and whispered, "Ignore them. Tonight is ours." And then he did something no one expected. He rolled her chair onto the dance floor, knelt beside her, and took her hand. Slowly, with awkward steps but endless patience, he guided her through the rhythm, swaying as if the chair didn't matter at all. Gasps turned into murmurs, murmurs into applause. Soon the crowd opened, and one by one students joined them, not out of pity, but out of realization. Emily was still Emily, alive, present, worth celebrating. By the end of the night, the girl who had once been invisible was at the center of the dance floor, laughing, glowing, radiant. When the music slowed and the lights dimmed, Emily looked at Daniel with tears in her eyes. "Why did you do this for me?" she whispered. Daniel smiled. "Because everyone deserves to feel seen, and because one day, I hope if Lily ever feels forgotten, someone will remind her she's worth the world too." That night didn't just change Emily's life. It changed the way people saw her forever. From then on, she wasn't the girl in the wheelchair. She was the girl who shined, who lived, who reminded everyone that kindness is more powerful than status. And as she wheeled out of the ballroom, Lily holding her hand tightly, Emily realized something she hadn't felt in years: hope. Because sometimes, the greatest gift isn't fixing what's broken, but reminding someone they were never broken at all. And maybe, just maybe, that's the kind of story the world needs more of. So if this touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe. Because kindness, after all, is worth sharing.